What up, guys? CP the Tool Addict. Woo! We got another Snap-on Shop and Tech flyer. This is a promotional flyer that's good from July 10th to August 31st. It has some bigger items in it, and it also has some smaller items. So we're going to go through this because there is some couple things in here that I definitely did like, and I wanted to share with you guys as I perused over it. So I like the interesting retro cover on here, but let's get right into it. Tire machines, obviously this is a shop-only deal at $21,000. It's probably not going to be a lot of you that are going to spend it, or $15,000 or $8,000. If you do, that's good on you. I will say Snap-on is obviously not the cheapest tire machine in the world, but they are very nice machines. They do have a couple of features that I have found that nobody else does have as I'm looking into it. And obviously, if you're looking at buying a tire machine, it's always good to weigh all your options and check out everything. So, from every company that offers them, always a good thing to do, regardless of the price. And I know a lot of you guys that are spending this kind of money on tire machines, or shops that are definitely weighing in your input or getting your info and looking around to see. Wheel balancers, I love this little layout they have on this, I will say. I haven't seen that on any other machine. But once again, Snap-on really goes out of their way for the technician. And Snap-on doesn't sponsor me, but they do a lot to improve in technician efficiency. Whereas a lot of companies just kind of willy-nilly stuff out there, and they're kind of looking basically for whatever they want to engineer it, how they want to engineer it. So, once again, are you going to spend $10,000 on a balancer? No, but I will guarantee you, spending $10,000 on that balancer probably ain't going to hurt you. Most guys aren't going to complain, especially in the shop if they're using them. They don't care. A lot of times in the shops, the guys don't care. They don't treat those machines very good neither. So, I like this little rack deal too. Just saying that it's a lot more efficient. Once again, I've noticed this little thing here. That's all. 9-piece collet set for the tire machines. Most of them are always on this machine and they're hanging off the side, and I honestly is a pain where this is all displayed open. One of those little nuances that you notice. Moving right along here, we have the TPMS sensor system, $2,000 and $1,000. I can find this one to be subjective of whether or not they're the best out there on this one. Like I said, the tire machines, I don't know that they're the best out there either, because I've looked at a lot of different ones. But tire service essentials. Once again, here's a little bit of something that you can buy that'll make your life a little bit easier. We have the air chucks and the air pressure gauge, some tire valve tools, and a pencil tire gauge, which at minimum everybody should have a pencil tire gauge. Now, moving into this. If any of you guys have been on the fence about buying some of this stuff, I will tell you this much right now. These have not gotten cheaper, and I am completely blown away. So these testers, I absolutely love these testers, especially the 500 PSI tester. You can get the bigger one, 1000 PSI. It's 2100. This one for the fuel pressure tester, if you're a mechanic and you're doing stuff, the only thing that I have complaints about the Snap-on one is the hoses are junk on those things. I don't know why or how come they skimped out. Maybe because they put so much money into the gauges, they were afraid they couldn't go any farther. But I switched out all my hoses and changed out some fittings and got some of my old kit hoses that are USA made. And I'm pretty sure the hoses on this are not USA made. They're pretty flimsy and cheap. I didn't like them. I don't know if they hold up better, but I still have them. I just immediately changed them out. This pressure tester kit, you can get just a pressure tester and hook it up to some of your other testers if you do like I did. And I did a video on this where I retrofitted my old testers to work with this new tester. And I think that kit, just for the pressure tester, is about $500. But this whole kit is about $16.95, and I will promise you this much. If you're doing fuel pressure testing, it's really nice because you don't have to be in the car. And you guys know, you tape them to the windshield. That's extra time, extra effort that you have to put into it, testing those. If you're out diagnosing fuel pressure testing, oil pressure testing, transmission pressure testing, all this stuff is Bluetooth capable, as it shows here on your phone. It works really good. I love my kit. It's freaking awesome. It's magnetic. I can't tell you. I don't know that I wouldn't pay $1,600 for that option, because they're the only ones that are doing it, and it's really nice. We got the 18-piece cooling adapter set, $1,000, and then the gauge, motorcycle compression gauge set, $278, which most likely is a Lang rebrand. Handheld gas analyzer. I don't have to really do any of that stuff here. That's anybody that has to do 5-gas and stuff like that. Leak detectors, evap machine, $22.95, and then we have the borescopes, which I think are extremely high priced and not worth the money, not worth the price of tea in China. Welding helmets, welding carts. Once again, those can be subjective. If somebody's got a reason. The only one I like is the one that has the light on it, and I don't think anybody else has one like that. It's extremely expensive, like $600. Welders. Now, I will say, I recently spoke to the Snap-on rep about welders. There was a couple of interesting pieces of information that I found out about this. So $20,000 is obviously a lot, but the Muscle MIG welders are very heavy duty. I mean, they're so overbuilt. That's part of the reason why they're more expensive. And they're made in the USA. I have seen a lot of people that have had Snap-on welders and really liked them. Now, I know it's, once again, you can buy a Miller, which is a really good welder, but the Snap-ons are even built heavier duty than the Miller welders. And I don't remember all the exact information, but I remember the internal coils and stuff like that. There's actually a video out there. I can't remember. I saw a Snap-on video where the guy was actually talking about it. That's what that has made me inquire to the rep about that, the actual tool rep. And you see these guys floating around in the shop trucks and whatnot. Another tool, low amp currency clamp, 447. Battery tester, these things are kind of subjective. The multimeters, 1285, 576. We have a 4 amp 12 volt maintainer for 126. That's actually not a terrible price. The 10-piece soft grip terminal tools are some of my favorite, 136. Those are something that I highly recommend. I like those the best. I really use those a lot. Timing light. I know a lot of LS motors don't have timing lights, so a lot of new techs will say, hey, I don't even use a timing light. But some of you guys are out there looking for a very good, I see a bunch of channels buying Harbor Freight timing lights, and it blows my mind. I can tell you this much right now. I've seen a couple big channels buy 5 timing lights from cheap timing lights, and they've spent well over the money to buy this one good one they could have bought. And if you don't believe me, and you pay attention, if not, pay attention to them when you're watching those channels, those car channels. This is why you buy a good tool. Buy ones, cry ones. This tool right here will definitely, if you're using a timing light still, or you're trying to work on older vehicles, you definitely want to have a good timing light. 1 degree off on your timing, 2 degrees could be in the wrong direction, especially if you're trying to do something performance, will definitely blow your motor up. Dial, and I've seen it happen. Believe it or not, I've seen it happen more than once. Dial indicator with magnetic base, 413, and then we have the dial indicator with self-locking pliers, 513. Definitely can't beat precision tools like that, especially when you're checking backlash and rear ends and stuff like that. Digital contact laser tachometer. Digital contact, no contact laser. Digital contact, no contact laser. Tachometer, tight areas, keeps moving parts, 409. You can check your ATVs and your diesels and stuff like that, which you don't need to spend that kind of money on one. I've got a cheap one that works just fine. Digital rotor gauge, 195. It's Blue Point. I would just buy a cheaper one because it's Blue Point. 24-inch precision straight edge, $160. You can buy those. I did a video on those. OEM sells USA made ones for a lot cheaper, and honestly, a straight edge, having a good straight edge round is invaluable, believe it or not. Grease fitting cleaning tool, that's an IPA tool, rebranded. Pistol grip grease guns, 59 and 89. Ramp gauge, this is one of my favorite ones for $12. I don't really care if there's $5 ones or 99-cent ones out there. I like this one better. I'm going to spend the $12 all day long just because I like the handle. All right, puller sets. These are some of the things from Snap-on, and I just talked about this and had a couple comments. $2,500 for a puller set. Now, I know that's extremely expensive, but these puller sets are absolutely amazing. I love them. Every time I've used a Snap-on puller set versus using some cheaper ones that I've used before, I absolutely can't believe that I have done it. You just notice the difference right away. They don't flex. You don't have to exert near as much force because there's not as much give on the jaws of those pullers, and I tell you that makes a huge difference. And guys, if you got them and if you use cheap ones, they will tell you the same exact thing. General purpose slide hammer sets, 309/60, 274. Those are definitely nice too. They're definitely more comfortable than the other ones, I will tell you that. Flexible holder, flexible file holder, curved file tooth, and then multi-purpose lockout kit, which is Blue Point, but it's actually LTI Technologies that makes that. It's the Mr. Big Easy lockout tool. I will put a link for the description for that Big Easy lockout tool in the description. Anything else you guys want, just ask, and I'll throw a link in there for you if you're wondering. Aluminum panel dent puller kit. I can't speak to this because I have no idea. This is kind of a new technology. I don't do enough body stuff, never have, and I don't know about this kit, but if somebody's got it, please let me know in the comment box if you use something else. There's several options I know out there, but probably a pretty important tool for body shop guys. Reset body clip pliers, vinyl cutters, and rivet tool. You can get a Marson rivet tool for a lot cheaper, which I think is pretty much the same as that Blue Point, which they're USA made. Air tools. We got some good. What do we got in here? It's good. First of all, the Blue Point I'm going to write off right off the bat. High flow Venturi gun, $87. Nope, not going to happen. The long neck mini right angle drill for $360 I'd actually take. They have a cordless one, but it's quite a bit more. I might be interested in actually buying the, these things actually seem like a handy deal if you're trying to get into a really tight space. They have special bits and everything. 1/4" air ratchet, 406. We have the 3rd horse mini die grinders, $249. An air drill, believe it or not, is still a nice tool to have. I'm glad I have mine. I don't know if I would go out and buy a new one, but you can definitely find used ones for a deal. The 3/8 Super Duty ratchets, I wonder how many of those they actually sell. The long necks, they're about the same price as the cordless, so I really don't know why anybody would ever buy anything but the cordless, because they're one of those things. I don't really believe that cordless ratchets need as much strength, because you can usually break them away. It's more about the speed, not always about the foot-pounds. Wireless charging system, man, that went up in price. I bought mine for $180 for the ECFL over here in the top left. This little dot is $232.20. We have the 2000 lumen hood light, $312. We have the universal conversion light for $146. 500 lumen lights. Guys, I don't know. Just the articulating precision light is kind of cool. That would be something I would be interested in. I like the wireless charging system lights. All the other ones on here, kind of subjective. The under hood light, I don't know. I really like that neither. Once again, cordless tools. I definitely love my CT861. So they're $617 for the kit. I paid $500. Once again, they're going up. We have the new 14.4 brushless ratchet for $690. Micro lithium cordless toggle screwdriver for $591. What do we got going on here? Light up those dark areas and work more efficiently. It's not always the case. And then we come to the drills. Of course, Torque Test channel just did a video on that. $972, $1,000. Pretty ridiculous. There's a lot of good drills out there for half the money. We can almost buy two. Monster Drive lithium cordless impact wrench for $998. Nah, I don't own one, but I hear a lot of people that don't complain about the ones they bought. All right, two things on this flyer we're going to talk about. I'm going to leave that to last. Blue Point roller cart, $1535. You're going to have a hard time getting anybody to buy that, I think, just because you can step up and almost buy a Snap-on branded one for $500 more. And these ones down here, these Blue Point other carts for $1,300. They're kind of... I don't think they're probably selling a whole lot of those, but it is what it is. Now, automotive service tray. I'm actually thinking about buying another one. Now, I paid $500, so they went up $121. I think I paid $499 for mine for the SOSTPCA, and I've got a video on that. If you search for that video, or maybe I'll try to put a link in here. I love this cart. That crank handle on there versus any other cart tool tray on there. So if you love working on tool trays and you want to raise and lower your tool tray a lot, and you have to, you should know by now that when you go to raise and lower that tool tray, you either have to lighten the load on the tool tray because you have to lift with one hand and unscrew with the other. This cart beats everything because it's got a crank handle, and that's exactly why I love it. If I'm working on a car, I can crank it down low. It's a one-handed operation. I don't have to move anything off my cart. If I have my impact, there's a wrench on there, what's or not. Now, I'm also interested in getting this here, too. 35730, the polymer roll cart. I would like to have another Palmer roll card. I used to have one a long time ago, and I got rid of it, and I regret it now because these are just nice to have around, and this one has a flat tray on it, so you can use it as a work surface, and then you can have parts in the bottom. It's just nice to have extra trays around. I don't think anybody else I've ever seen out there makes one like that. It's got 160-pound load capacity, drain plugs on both upper and lower facility cleanup. It's got tool holders. The top slides in either direction. So yeah, there's a lot of them out there that are a lot cheaper, but none of them that are like that, I don't think. So yeah, there's a couple things in this flyer that definitely caught my interest. Magnetic trays. We got neoprene fender covers, $75. Collapsible magnetic dish for $34. The adjustable creepers, $300, $315. Quite frankly, the Lyle creeper, what is that thing called? The Jeepers creeper. That's the best one I've ever owned and bought, and I love it. But if you get the Matco wheels on it, the inline skate wheels that Matco does, really steps it up, and it makes it a really nice unit. Rugged, durable, and cheap. I don't use a creeper enough, but some of you guys that do might have a different opinion on it. We got gloves. We got the easy mount surface device system. Don't really know much about it. I mean, for your phone and stuff like that, that's kind of a gimmicky thing for people for their phones. But I guess if you're wanting to slap your phone up on a toolbox or your car, it could be a nice unit. I don't know. Somebody else probably makes it. Touchscreen compatible gloves. Those are probably rebranded by Lyle, most likely. Original mechanics, and then the cut resistance. I've always wanted to try these 4 times impact gloves because there's some technology in them. They have thermoplastic rubber that actually really takes some shock out of it, and I could see using it on certain applications. It'd be nice to have those gloves. I might pick those up sometime. And with that being said, that's the last page of the flyer, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell. Remember, keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.